As an individual stock investor, there's nothing more exciting than earnings season. And we have kicked off earnings season with the big banks. A stock that I just bought 2 months ago and added into my investing portfolio is JP Morgan. They announced earnings on Tuesday and they absolutely crushed it. Analysts were expecting 559 of EPS. They came in at 770. They were also expecting 50 billion in revenue and they came in at 58. As always, there's a lot more to the story than just the numbers. So let's take a look today exactly what's going on underneath the hood. All right. So right here we can see that this is from their earnings release. We have their equity markets. Their stock market revenue was up almost 100% to 6 billion, up 86% year over year. Absolutely phenomenal. The SpaceX IPO helped them out with that, definitely, but didn't contribute. On the earnings call, Jamie Dimon said that it was definitely a very, very favorable environment. All right, if we check out their 770 of EPS, if we strip out the one-time gain of their Visa stock sale, which, if you don't know, they were holding Visa stock, and this was the quarter it was released, and they were able to sell. They'd been holding it for decades, so it's a one-time gain. So if you strip that out, their EPS would have been 614. And guys, that's still absolutely amazing. If you look at their loan average, up 10% year over year. Their average deposits up 7% year over year, 3% quarter over quarter. They also commented that there was 500,000 new checking accounts added. That's 500,000 checking accounts added. I looked into it, and the quarter before, so the Q4, actually Q1 2026, they added 450,000. Guys, this company is firing on all cylinders, obviously. So let's take a look at their EPS. If we stripped away that dollar something extra, they're still looking at double-digit percentage growth in their EPS. Absolutely phenomenal. So let's talk a little bit about why the stock's not moving even more than it has. I think it's moved up about 2% for the week. When you think about it, it is a huge, market cap, especially for a bank. It is the biggest bank in the world. And I think that, sometimes these things move slowly. I can definitely see it moving up as the months continue up into the next earnings call. I think one thing that people might be looking at is their price to book. It's been trading over 2, which is definitely high historically for this company. If we go back through their last quarters, I can see until 2021 here, and we can see that it's all in the low ones. It's gradually gotten higher, and now it's trading at a 2.58. That being said, if we look at the PEG ratio, which is an earnings growth metric, we can see it's only at 1.5, where historically it has traded higher than that at times. So just something to think about moving forward. So let's talk about Jamie Dimon and his tone. Jamie Dimon always comes across very, very, very cautious, even in great times. And guys, this is very good times. One of the analysts asked him is, if this is as good as it gets, you guys are firing on all cylinders, can it get any better? Jamie Dimon's response was, this is pretty close to as good as it gets. We just don't know how long it's going to last. So that line right there saying we don't know how long it's going to last could definitely make some analysts and maybe some investors a little bit fearful. So let's talk about my position. I hold two shares right here. I bought them at about $300. Guys, my only regret is that I didn't buy more. Yes, I wish I could have had more, but that's how the stock market goes. You never know. A couple months later, we might look up and this stock might be trading back down at 300. You just never know. Things move quick in the stock market. Sometimes they move slow. You just got to take what the stock market gives you. All right, guys, this was an amazing quarter for JP Morgan. Who knows, maybe I'll be adding more shares. If you guys want to see every move I make in my investing portfolio, hit the subscribe button so you can get the notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.